I don't get to get on my soapbox often. I mean, I do, but I don't choose to at all times. Ian Furness at the bottom of the hour. I'll just say this. If you tell me that the NBA sucks, you just outright don't like basketball anymore, and you just need to look in the mirror and tell yourself that, and then shut up and then not watch basketball. Just watch your football, watch your occasional random what the hell ever. Pipe down on basketball. Clippers Nuggets is elite high-level basketball. That was as good a basketball as you've ever seen in your life. I'm just telling you up front, straight up it was. Statistically, the play, all of it. That's as good a basketball as you've seen in your life. May not have a Michael Jordan in the game, but if you didn't like it, you don't like basketball. And that's okay. You don't have to like basketball, but stop piping in about basketball and how bad it is when that game existed.
That game was incredible last night. The first game was easily the best game in all of sports over the weekend, and the second game, they had competition last night, but it was the best game of last night. It was back and forth. Every time it felt like the Clippers were taking control, Denver would somehow pull a 6-0 run out of their butt in like 12 seconds, and you're like, okay, they were down by 7. Now they're down by 1. And the toughest news, if you're a Nuggets fan, is that Jokic wasn't the best player on the floor. And there's not many guys that can do that to him, and there's not many games in which that happens to him. Kawhi Leonard was unbelievable last night. It was a vintage, oh, that's right. Remember when this guy used to do this in the playoffs seemingly every year, and he'd play in like 12 regular season games, and then come playoff time, he'd be like, damn, he's really good. I mean, he almost couldn't miss for 3 quarters. He had a couple of misses in the fourth. But to go 39 points on 19 field goal attempts.
15 of 19.
15 of 19. So he had 39 points, 19 field goal attempts, and he only made 5 free throws. So it wasn't like, sometimes you get those stat lines where you're just, he made 17 free throws in the game, and that's how he just did. I mean, he couldn't miss. He did everything. He was dominant defensively. He was unbelievable last night, and they needed every single one of those points because randomly for Denver, like you usually see in a playoff series, oh, look at that. Michael Porter Jr. had a competent basketball game, which he'll probably only do once in the series. They used up the game, and it wasn't enough because Kawhi Leonard was just too good last night.
We had Draymond pushing Şengün in Game 1 of Houston Golden State. We had a tiny brouhaha between these two teams last night with a Murray Norm Powell.
Picked him up.
And then we review it, and then we assess like 4 technical. I just come on, man.
It's playoff basketball. Just play.
What if I'm the league? I'm calling right now. Don't do that again. Kawhi was awesome. You were right. Outshined, especially at the end there. Jokic, his turnaround fadeaway on Aaron Gordon. I don't even know he got that off.
I felt like most of his shots. It wasn't that they were just going in. It was as pure as could pure be. Not off the backboard. Just everything was just perfect.
That 3 to end the half, I mean, they were right on the broadcast. Brown made a great defensive play. Like, he's shooting that at a weird angle.
Yeah.
And it's just like butter.
Just wet.
He was just unbelievable. I was getting to a point where I know we would name B. Roy because we always like to throw B. Roy out. He might be the player that we look back and we say a lot of what ifs all time.
For sure.
We'll remember him all time.
He's got multiple titles with different teams. But might have another one. Who knows?
The season he didn't play in San Antonio, that was his last one. He played like 4 games.
Yep.
And then something weird happened.
The tenure in L.A. so far has been largely a disaster.
It has been, and it's because he hasn't been healthy. He hasn't played. He for me, and people act like that Toronto team wasn't loaded.
It was a very good team.
It was a very good team.
And they won because Kevin Durant tore his Achilles.
That too. But he won that championship. We put him on this pedestal of like maybe he's the best player in the league. And then basically since then he hasn't stayed healthy enough to be in that.
No.
But then he shows you that and you go, man, if you're healthy and you play 70 of 82.
That's a scary, scary dude.
That's a dude that is putting himself in conversations. I also was thinking about this last night. Jokic was good until the fourth quarter. He had some turnovers, some bad decision-making stuff. Not his typical Jokic game, 26, 10, and 12. I mean, how dare he only have a triple-double?
That's a down game for him, 26, 10, and 12.
As much as you talk about him being a top 5 jokingly, the way I talked about Steph being top 5, I mean, Swag, I think you'd back me on this. We crap on the older generations of players from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I would pay heavy top dollar to watch Hakeem be able to grow up in this era. Because I think Hakeem could be doing all of these Jokic things.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Dribbling,
and Hakeem would have
handling the ball.
would have developed a 3-point shot. He
could already kind of dribble. He was doing moves out on the, just at the free throw extension.
Yes.
I would
have loved to seen Akeem be brought up and developed. His skill set would have translated beautifully to this era of basketball.
100%. I mean, this is was just elite basketball last night.
It was a great game. The effort, the intensity, it's everything you want. And I'm this way. I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. I was this way in hockey, and I was this way in the NBA. I was ready. It's hard to get me to care about game 67 of the regular season when I already kind of know the matchups. I know how everything's going to ratchet up in a couple of weeks. Now we're here, and games like that show you exactly why. Not that you don't get exciting regular season games, but I feel like in the regular season, that final last night's like 127, 125. And it's a classic game. You remember it. But there's something different about the level of intensity on both ends of the floor. Lower scoring games a little bit in terms of modern NBA standards so far in this series. It was awesome basketball.
So far I'm 100% right on the game by game.
Your game by game?
Yeah.
That was a tough one for me last night. I had a Pistons and Nugs moneyline parlay. Pistons won.
The Nugs are going to go up 2-0, huh?
I just, I felt good. You're at home.
Feels like a good series. Like
it's going to be a long
series.
Yeah, I mean, they were a couple possessions away from doing it. It was
close.
I
know. Not the most ridiculous thing. I just thought maybe you'd say, all right, they're going to flip-flop.
I just like the odds. I like the odds in the Nugs, and I like the Pistons to go into New York and get a win, but came up just short last night.